Hey there, movie fans. This is shelf 29 of my DVD collection, and we start off with Jack Hill's very enjoyable movie, Switchblade Sisters. This was put out by Tarantino's Rolling Thunder label, and there is a Blu-ray release from Arrow Video. I'm not sure if I'm still want to get it though, but I might end up upgrading it to Blu-ray. This is a crazy fun Japanese film, Symbol by Matsumoto. Very original, very enjoyable, very crazy as well. Targets, which is a brilliant little film by Peter Bogdanovich, who recently passed away with Boris Karloff. There's going to be a Blu-ray release of this film as well, at least in England. But yeah, it's really good. It's basically two movies in one, you know, two different stories, and both stories comes together at the end, and it's very well done, very well done. Yeah, Targets, really go ahead and see it. It's highly recommended. Disney's Tarzan. This is the original French version of Taxi and Taxi 2. I believe there are 6 Taxi movies in total. Yeah, I believe there is. I'm not going to get all of them though. I enjoyed the first 2. Tears of the Sun with Bruce Willis, a pretty good action movie by Antoine Fuqua, you know, the director of Training Day and the latest version of The Magnificent Seven, among others. Here's Charles Bronson's Telephone, pretty good as well. And here's an excellent French thriller, Tell No One, which is full of twists and turns. Yep, really good, really good. Here's a good film as well, Tequila Sunrise, with Mel Gibson, Michelle Pfeiffer, and Kurt Russell. Steven Spielberg's The Terminal. Yeah, lovely film, really lovely film. And this is Terminal Velocity. Now this is a very underrated action movie, if you ask me, with Charlie Sheen and Natasha Kinski. I actually saw this in the cinema. And when was this? Early 90s, 92, 93. I think it's 93, but it doesn't say here. But there were 2 movies, you know, 2 action movies about, you know, parachutes that came out in that year. This one and the other one with Wesley Snipes, Drop Zone. Yeah, I enjoyed that film as well, but I kind of preferred this one, Terminal Velocity. Really enjoyed this one. The Terminator, classic. Terminator 2, another classic. This is the first Region 1 DVD that I've bought, you know, along with The Abyss, and these were very, very expensive. Now, of course, they go for just a couple of euros or dollars, or, you know, whatever, wherever you're coming from. But back in the day, it was insanely expensive. And here's another edition of T2, which comes with this, you know, tin slipcase, which is embossed and all that. Yep. And here's a terrific Spanish thriller, Tesis, or Thesis, by Alejandro Amenabar. He's the guy who also did The Others with Nicole Kidman and Mar Adentro. Really good films as well, but to me this is his best film. I believe this is the first film, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, his debut film, yeah. Yeah, it's his first film. And in my opinion, it's also his best film. Thesis, pretty good. Western classic, Texas, with William Holden and Glenn Ford. And here is the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the Meatpack edition. Haven't seen the latest one yet. Haven't heard good things about it, which I wasn't really expecting good things about the latest version, because there hasn't been a good Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie for years. The original is pretty much the only really good Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie there is. However, this one is pretty decent. Leatherface, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3, with Viggo Mortensen. Come on. Oh, there he is. There, right. Anyway, Viggo Mortensen is in it. Yes, it's decent. And so is this one. This is the beginning. This is the prequel to the remake, which I liked as well. I liked the remake and I liked the prequel, but nowhere near a masterpiece. It's just definitely not a masterpiece, but it's nowhere near as good as the original. But I do think that this is the most bloodiest and goriest of them all. There's some really brutal killings in this one. Anyway, moving on to Thelma and Louise, a classic film with a classic ending. This is some 1950s sci-fi fun, them about giant ants. Really like this one. And this is another film with the same title. It has nothing to do with this one. Them. This is a French thriller, which has some generally creepy moments in it, and it's creepy and also at times disturbing. And the ending is well, it was surprising to me anyway. Them, pretty good. Oh. There's Something About Mary. Yeah, what can I say about this? Comedy, classic. And this is a excellent thriller. 13 Days with Kevin Costner, Bruce Greenwood as JFK, and this guy. What's this guy's name? Stephen Culp as Bobby Kennedy, and he looks a lot like Bobby Kennedy. But this is an excellent film about the Cuban Missile Crisis. 13 Days, pretty good. This Gun for Hire, film noir classic with Alan Ladd and Victoria Lake. This is a documentary series called This Is Horror. Yep, very nice. And the remake of the Thomas Crown Affair. I prefer the original with Steve McQueen, but I really enjoyed this one as well with Pierce Brosnan and Rene Russo. They were working on a sequel at one point. That was going to be directed by Paul Verhoeven, by the way. And MGM at the time, MGM was having some really big financial problems, which was also the reason why James Bond and the Hobbit movies were postponed. So they didn't do the sequel anymore. They did do the Hobbit and Bond, but for some reason this was not getting a sequel. Anyway, I would have loved to see a sequel, especially under the direction of Paul Verhoeven. The Three Musketeers, this is the Walt Disney version, which I quite enjoyed. Kiefer Sutherland, Charlie Sheen, Three Violent People, excellent western with Charlton Heston and Anne Baxter. And here's a Swedish exploitation title, thriller, a cruel picture. Definitely not for everyone, this film. It contains some, as it says here, some explicit sexual content. The roughest revenge movie ever made, according to Quentin Tarantino. Well, I kind of agree with that. And also, Christina Lindbergh's character was the basis for Daryl Hannah's character in Kill Bill. There is going to be a 4K release from Finnegan Syndrome later this year. I might pick it up. Anyway, next is Tin Cup, again with Kevin Costner. Very entertaining golf movie. And from Tin Cup to Tin Men with Richard Driver, Danny DeVito, Barbara Hershey. And here is The Tin Star, which is a little overlooked western with Henry Fonda and Anthony Perkins. And the last one of the first row is this animation movie, Titan AE. Okay, let's take a look at the DVDs of the second row of shelf 29. And the first one is the brilliant To Kill a Mockingbird by Gregory Peck. Yeah. Based on a book by Harper Lee. By the way, this is for my American viewers. Is it true that some schools in America has banned the book because they say it's racist? Are you seriously? Is that really what's happening there? I mean, if that is the case, then it is absolutely wrong. Absolutely wrong. I mean, sure, it is about racism. It deals with racism, but the book itself is not racist. Come on, people. Come the fuck on. If it's true, let me know if it's true, but yeah, it would be quite a shame if that is the case. Anyway, To the Galaxy and Beyond with Mark Hamill, which is an enjoyable documentary about the history of science fiction movies. Tokyo Godfathers, anime version of John Ford's Three Godfathers, and a great one as well by Satoshi Kon. R.I.P. Satoshi Kon. He made some great anime films back in the day. Tombstone, the director's cut. I would love to see this version, this director's cut on Blu-ray. The only one that is on Blu-ray, as far as I know, that is the theatrical cut. But great film. Kurt Russell as Wyatt Earp, Val Kilmer as Doc Holliday. There has been many films made about Wyatt Earp and Doc Holliday, but I think this is. Yeah, I want to go so far to say that this is the best one. But at least Val Kilmer portrays the best Doc Holliday that I have ever seen, really. Tommy Cooper, box set. Really love Tommy Cooper. Top Copy by Jules Dassin. Very entertaining heist movie. I talked about about the Thomas Crown Affair sequel. When they wanted to do it, when Paul Verhoeven was attached to it, they used this film as the main inspiration. Thomas Crown was supposed to go to Istanbul and steal something from the museum, and they, used this film as a template for the sequel. So there you go. Tora, Pearl Harbor movie. Yep, pretty good. Touch of Evil, Orson Welles' film noir classic. Yeah, really good film. Here is The Page Turner, excellent little revenge film from French. Yeah, pretty good. And here we have the Towering Inferno. And it's actually a funny story, by the way. You know, Steve McQueen wanted top billing, which he got, but Paul Newman, he wanted his name to be higher than Steve McQueen's. You know, Steve McQueen came first, then Paul Newman, but Paul Newman, as you can see here, his name is higher than McQueen's, and apparently McQueen was not happy with that. You know, I love McQueen, but he was very, very competitive. You know, very competitive towards his co-stars. You know, Newman, but also to Joe Brunner. You know, he tried to steal Brunner's scenes in the Magnificent Seven. And you know, like I said, I love McQueen. He's one of my favorites, but his competitive behavior could have been very, very annoying, you know. But it was a brilliant choice by Newman to put his name higher than McQueen's. But anyway, yeah. Oh, get in there. This is the Toxic Avenger. Yeah, Troma classic here. They're actually doing a remake. Why? Why would you do a remake? The Trail of the Lonesome Pine with a very young Henry Fonda. And this is Trailers from Hell Volume 2, but I got this mainly because it has the original, you know, Roger Corman version of Little Shop of Horrors in anamorphic widescreen. I don't know if there's a better transfer, but at the time when this came out, this has the best. This DVD has the best transfer of you know, all the other DVD releases. Most of the DVD release, I cannot speak anymore. Most of the DVD releases of this film were public domain, so they have these really bad transfer. But this looks really good. Train Spotting. Yep, classic. Needs no introduction. And this is the best Transformers movie ever made. You know, the one from 85, is it? 85? I believe it is. And also Orson Welles' final movie, believe it or not. The Traveling Birds, also known as Winged Migration. And here is the 1932, is it? 34 version of Treasure Island. And this is Disney's take on Treasure Island, or in this case it's called Treasure Planet. Here's another Orson Welles film, The Trial, by Franz Kafka. I think this is the most loyal screen adaptation of a Kafka book. Yeah, really good, really good. Tristan and Isolde. Yeah, it's alright, it's alright. Not a bad movie at all. Tron, which marks its 40th anniversary this year. 40 years ago that this film came out. How about that? Le Trou. What a fantastic French film this is. You know, just about these guys trying to escape prison. Yeah, brilliant film, and a brilliant ending as well. Really, really good. Tsar, or Za. I think you can pronounce both of them, Za and Tsar. This is about Ivan the Terrible. You know, some people actually consider this the third part of Eisenstein's Ivan the Terrible films. You know, he made Ivan the Terrible Part 1 and 2, and he wanted to make another one, but Stalin did not like Part 2, and or at least it was forbidden in Russia at the time. So Eisenstein never had a chance to make Part 3. So this one, which came out in 2009, if I'm not mistaken, is considered by some as, Part 3 of the Eisenstein, Ivan the Terrible films. And this DVD is from Thailand, though. I don't know if there's another DVD of it. It is English friendly, though. It has English subtitles. But yeah, it's good. It's a really good film, by the way. Zor or Za. This is the Japanese DVD edition of Twilight Samurai, which is fantastic samurai film from Japan, with Hiroyuki Sanada. And here is 20th Century. There is a Blu-ray release of this from Indicator. Twinkie, Charles Bronson. And then here is U-Turn, Sean Penn. Oliver Stone directed this one. U.S. Marshals, the sequel to The Fugitive. Yeah, sort of. Yeah, it's a sequel, but it's actually more like a reboot, to be honest. Here is Yuli's Gold, which, in my opinion, contains the best performance by Peter Fonda. I think he's excellent in this film. Excellent performance by him. Yeah, I'm sure I'm going to butcher this, so I'm not going to try to say this in French, but in English it is called A Very Long Engagement. It stars Gaspard Ulliel, who recently died in a skiing accident, which is quite unfortunate. But yeah, beautiful film, by the way. Unbreakable, yeah, really good as well. I like Split, the second one. Glass, on the other hand, was a huge disappointment. And then the last one of Shelf 29 is the great Western, The Unforgiven, with Burt Lancaster and Audrey Hepburn. Yep. And that is it for Shelf 29. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.